And Texas Tech, remember, last year they knocked off a couple of ranked teams in Gerlich's first year. They beat UCLA and Texas when they were ranked. They're going to go for an upset today. Georgia, this is their first true road game of the year, coming off a couple of big wins in the Daytona Invitational. And here we go, Georgia in red with the first possession of the game.
Well, what we expected is Texas Tech getting into a man-to-man. They're going to get into the lanes. Not a lot of ball pressure, but really clogging up the middle.
And there's a rejection. Hattie Fay getting the start today. She started the first game of the year, has been coming off the bench. She makes an emphatic block.
Well, she's making her presence known. You don't bring the ball inside unless you're going to come up to me and you're going to know my presence.
Q Morrison going to trigger things. 7 seconds on the shot clock, trying to get everybody in position.
Well, now you see Texas Tech's drop back into a 2-3 zone.
And with the change, Georgia doesn't even get a shot off on their first possession.
Well, a little confusing. Man-to-man, gets it out of bounds with a block. Point guard, not a great opportunity. Q Morrison's got to look at that 30-second clock. She's got to run her basketball team and let them know time in possession.
Bryn Gerlich, the daughter of Krista Gerlich, is the point guard for Texas Tech. There's Vivian Gray, three-time All-American. She has just played in one game this year because of a foot injury. She gets the ball first, as you would expect.
Well, yeah, great play to her. They set some off-ball screens for her, trying to free her up, and she gets an easy layup.
Holly, when all these kids started cheering in warm-ups, you saw the look on the faces of Georgia like it's going to be loud in here. Like they were recognizing it's going to be tough to hear.
Well, it is, and they haven't played in this environment, and I don't care who's in the stands. It's a great environment. It's loud, and it's noisy, and it's hard to focus.
Gray calling for the screen from Fay. Dumps it off inside. Great move by Hattie Fay.
Well, I tell you, Texas Tech is taking it at them inside. You kind of worried about Georgia's ability to block shots. Texas Tech is going inside and taking it at them.
Yeah, 2 shots in the paint already for Texas Tech.
Great sign for Texas Tech early.
Looking at the zone, Morrison around the screen, back irons it. Lexi Hightower, one of those transfers. We're going to talk a lot about the transfers for Texas Tech, as there's a foul on Jenna Stady inside as she levels Hattie Fay.
Well, Stady's got to be careful because she can't get in foul trouble. Georgia's bench is deep, but Stady has that experience, and so she needs to stay home, stay out of foul trouble.
So you've got 3 players on the floor, Gerlich, Fay, and Gray, that all played last year for Texas Tech, but it was their first year at Texas Tech. And then you've got Hightower, and then inside, there's Taylor Thomas, the transfer from Arkansas.
Beautiful. I love the high-low in Texas Tech. That's their game plan. They want to go high-low. They want to get the ball inside. Beautifully executed.
Q Morrison pulls the trigger off. Georgia comes in here just into the top 25 this week, but Texas Tech killing them inside.
Killing them inside. They're going inside high-low. Look how pretty it is. Throw it up at the basket. Make her go get it. Easy bucket. Georgia's going to have to they're going to fight the pass in or deny that high post, because Texas Tech all day is going to go high-low.
So Thomas transferred from Arkansas, where she was primarily a rebounder and a rim runner for Mike Neighbors' offense, but she has become a scorer for Krista Gerlich. She misses that one, but she's averaging over 10 points a game for the Lady Raiders.
This is what Georgia does. They get the ball out, rebound, run, but Q Morrison has got to give her post player opportunity to be able to catch and come down. It's tough for those big girls to catch in traffic, Brenda. It's a high-paced game, and you got to put it on the money if they're running in traffic.
Texas Tech with an early 6-0 lead. Bryn Gerlich looks over at her mom, her head coach, to get the play. And Hightower going to be called for an offensive foul. Trying to get open against Q Morrison is a tough thing to do.
Well, that's the defensive pressure we talked about earlier. Denying the basketball and just had to get a little push off. Q Morrison's one of the best defenders in the country. So if she's defending you, you're going to have to work to get open.
Yeah, she was the co-defensive player of the year last year in the SEC. Look at all the traffic around Stady, but a foul going to be called on Hattie Fay. That's her first as they were trying to double team Stady inside.
Absolutely. Georgia's going to have to loosen it up inside. They're going to have to make outside shots, and they've struggled to do that this year.
Barker from the corner. She is 3 of her last 6 3-pointers coming into the game, but Georgia hasn't found the bottom of the basket yet. Gray around the screen, no. Thomas there. Thomas, the leading rebounder, 9 rebounds per game for Texas Tech.
Well, Thomas is just a workhorse. I'm telling you, she has the heart and soul of that basketball team. And what does she do? Drives it to the basket and one.
Jordan Isaacs picks up the foul.
Well, here's what's going to be hard is Isaacs guarding that 4-player, driving to the basket, and Thomas does that exceptionally well. That's going to be a problem for Georgia if they don't find someone who can defend from there.
And remember, when we talked to Joni Taylor, head coach for Georgia, before the game, she said, do not defend Taylor Thomas like we did when she was at Arkansas. She is a different player. They played in the same conference all her years, but now at Texas Tech, she has a different role.
That's right. Arkansas, she set ball screens. She doesn't set ball screens. If she sets ball screens at Texas Tech, she's the option to roll to the basket or step out. She is a go-to player for this Lady Raider team.
Mallory Bates comes off the bench and scores the first basket for Georgia. Are you surprised by this start?
I am surprised, but Texas Tech has controlled this tempo. They have scored, they've come down, really been selective on what they're running offensively, but their defense has really stepped up and allowed Georgia to little struggle inside and only have one bucket from the outside.
Turnover there on the backdoor attempt. Again, Q Morris causing that as Hightower went backdoor and the pass went out of bounds. Stady from the high post.
Nice. No, it just gets in the gaps. I'm really surprised that Texas Tech went to this zone early, but great game plan. It's stifled Georgia's offense. Stady's they're gonna have to get in the gaps versus this 2-3 zone.
Gray refusing the screen, passing over to Faye, blocked, and a foul going to be called. Boy, a tough block inside. Thought that they might have gotten it.
But look how many people, Brenda, that Gray draws. She had 3 people around her, so what does she do? Goes under, dumps it for an easy potential bucket and got the foul.
And so Q Morrison had to slide over, so she picked up the foul. It will send Hattie Faye to the free throw line. Player out of Senegal, played her freshman season last year.
I love this kid. She loves to play. She's physical. She wants to play inside too. So here they go. Look how many people driving to the paint. 3-4 people around Gray. You think they respect her game? She dishes off for the potential easy bucket and draws the foul.
Faye connects on the second. Texas Tech with a 7-point lead and some substitutions in. Riley McKinney, number 5, in for Texas Tech. Georgia still with their group. Mallory Bates had checked in earlier for Jordan Isaacs. The floater from Coombs.
Tough shot. The floaters are tough, and Coombs one dribble pull up. That was nice. I like that attack to the basket.
Tatum Weitenheimer with the basketball in for the Lady Raiders. She's been out the last 3 or 4 games with an illness. So a transfer from Oklahoma. She and Gray getting their first playing time for a while. And deflected out of bounds, but it will be Texas Tech basketball on the end line when we come back. They're up 5. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. And a shot there, the national championship won by Texas Tech under the leadership of the legendary Marcia Sharp.
Well, Marcia Sharp, we all know she's a great coach, Brenda, but she gives back. She's such a great person, giving back to the community, giving back to women's basketball, and she's here, obviously, today to cheer on her Lady Raiders.
She's right above the double T there, and, you know, it's V Week at ESPN, and Marcia Sharp has been so involved with the effort with the Kay Yow Foundation. She was their first executive director and is a lifetime board member.
Wow.
And of course, she was the head coach when current head coach Krista Gerlich was playing on that team and winning a national championship.
Gotta love it. She's instilled a lot of her offenses, defenses, everything she likes about basketball. You can see it in Kristen Gerlich.
Georgia draws within 3 with that basket by Coombs. And you know, this building, United Supermarkets Arena, was built by Marcia Sharp as they moved from a smaller facility to this, because there was so much success with the women's basketball program. And an offensive foul called on Barker. But we also want to make sure that we mention a person very special to this program. Noelle Johnson was a player, the point guard on that national championship program. She led Texas Tech to 4 straight Southwest Conference titles, became a coach, but battled cancer, and just in June 2020 passed away from ovarian cancer at the age of 47. She made such an impact on this program and this community.
Well, she was an exceptional point guard, and what an unbelievable person of character. And if you ever think about somebody that's a fighter, she was a fighter and is dearly missed here at Texas Tech.
And she is honored here as being a part of that national championship program and being one of the best 3-point shooters that ever played at Texas Tech. Riley McKinney going to try to etch her marks on the record book, just a freshman for Texas Tech. And then she picks up the foul on Q Morrison as Morrison drives in for the jumper.
Yeah, well, you look at Georgia, and what do? Off the shot, they get the ball in bounds and go, and then you'll see a great backdoor pass. Q Morrison overplaying, and what do? You go backdoor. That relieves pressure, and Texas Tech's doing a great job of relieving that pressure.
Q Morrison has missed a couple of 3-point attempts, but doing what she does best, going down and trying to score in transition to try to get some offense going for Georgia. She makes the first free throw, a 77% free throw shooter this season.
Well, that's Georgia's game. You've got to get in the open court. That's how they score. That's how they thrive. And Texas Tech is really doing a great job. Look, Texas Tech didn't turn the ball over. They're scoring. So it's hard for Georgia to get in a rhythm of pushing the ball and getting layups.
Thomas kicks it out to McKinney, long, and now into the game, Tofe Ono. She's coming off the bench, a big, strong transfer from Texas A&M.
Gosh, I love her. She's physical. What did she do? She just muscled her way. She got great offensive position to get the extra shot.
Barker pulls the trigger, still can't find the range, and it's knocked out of bounds, I believe by Georgia. Yes, Texas Tech ball. You know, this inside game for Texas Tech, matching up against the strength inside for Georgia, they've really gone inside. Let's take a look. 8 points in the paint already for the Lady Raiders.
And that's what she's doing.
And the other part of the game plan is get the ball to Vivian Gray.
And then get the ball to Vivian Gray.
Yeah,
she does her thing.
Chloe Chapman into the game. She had a career-high 10 points and 6 rebounds in their overtime win against Notre Dame. That was the best game of her career.
Well, it's good to see Chloe Chapman. She was a two-sport player. She played soccer at Georgia for 2 seasons, decided to dedicate herself to basketball. And I think you're seeing the result of this year, because she's really got more confidence. She's leading the basketball team, and her offense has really stepped up for the Lady Dogs.
There's a good look at Chloe Chapman as the elementary kids in attendance are getting loud because it says to do so on the scoreboard.
Right. It's not for Chloe Chapman. It's not for Chloe. It's for get up. Let's get up. They can read.
They're getting in their reading in their day off school. Big, strong move inside, and a good score by Javin Nicholson.
Yeah, nice pass. Tech's really concerned about Georgia's inside play. Again, she drew 2 and then dished it off for the easy 2 points.
Well, both these teams have great inside game. Jillian Hollingshed made that pass, the freshman, to set up Nicholson.
Got to be careful. Don't put the ball in front of you, because it's going to get tipped.
Shot clock winding down.
There we go.
Barker gets her hands on it. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Fay recognizes it, tries to bank it in, can't get it to go.
Great defense, Georgia. Okay, so now we see Georgia's got to move. Player movement, ball movement. Got to move this zone. It's really good cutting into the gaps, and they've done a good job so far.
Tipped out of bounds. Well, the 14th Women's Big Ten ACC Challenge continues tonight with number 12 Michigan taking on number 10 Louisville at 7 Eastern. That's going to be a great game. Then Duke hosts number 9 Iowa at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Both games are on ESPN and the app. One tap. And Iowa was not able to go down to the Cancun tournament because of COVID positive test on their team, so they're back in action. Everybody looking forward to seeing Caitlin Clark tonight.
Well, Caitlin Clark, she's just a special guard, and I'm sure she was the attraction in Cancun, but stayed home, and it'll be fun to watch her tonight.
The foul will send Bryn Gerlich to the free throw line. Reagan Richardson, the freshman, committed the foul.
But we talk a lot, Brenda, about getting the ball inside, and it's not just passing, it is penetrating, and that's what Texas Tech is doing. And Gerlich took it to the basket, drew the foul, and trying to get easy buckets from the free throw line. You think Texas Tech is respecting Georgia's transition? They already got 2 back, and nobody on the one person on the line, so that they have a great respect for this running game of Georgia's.
Bryn Gerlich missed the first free throw. She's a 71% free throw shooter, makes the second. You asked Krista Gerlich, what are you going to try to do to stop the transition game? She talked about first taking care of the ball, which they've done.
She did, taking care of the ball, getting 2 back. She said it's different because the game she's played earlier, she told them not to run to the paint because they were playing 3-point shooters. Today, get back in the paint, get 2 people back in the paint, make Georgia make plays over you.
Reagan Richardson misses that one, but boy, she's going to be a special player for Georgia during her career, just a freshman.
I think she is. She has a college body already coming in out of high school.
Hightower drives in, makes the pass inside to finish the quarter. What a pass to set up the shot.
And draws a foul. Shantae Embry made the shot, the freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma, but they're going to check it. Did she get it up in time before the end of the quarter? They're going to call the foul on Mallory Bates, but we're going to take a look at it again. There you go. You see, attacking the paint off the drive. Let's see if I think she got it off. Yeah, she got it off.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
They might even put some time back on the clock.
Yeah. God, great pass, going under, throwing the pass under the defense for an easy bucket.
And Embry completes the 3-point play. And Q Morrison almost made a 3-quarter court shot, but what a first quarter for Texas Tech. They lead the 20th ranked team in the country, 21-14.
Brenda, I talked a lot about Georgia's stifling defense. Well, let me tell you, Texas Tech has handled that defense. They're scored 21 points this quarter, which is their best quarter, but we'll see how that progresses. So Georgia's going to either have to adjust, or Texas Tech is on the way to scoring big points this game.
We'll see what kind of adjustments are made as we start the second quarter of play. Lexi Hightower, the transfer from West Texas A&M, played 4 years at that Division II powerhouse. Picks up the dribble, double teamed, and Q Morrison ties it up. It'll be possession arrow, Lady Dogs.
I think Joni Taylor had a little talk with her team at the break, and pick up your defense, and they just did right then, causing a turnover.
But can Georgia score against Texas Tech? They had some trouble from the perimeter early on in Texas Tech in this zone.
Well, trying to get it, they want to get easy looks. You want to move the ball. You want player movement, ball movement. And you can play inside out, what they're doing right here. Q Morris needs to hit that jumper.
Yeah, Stady with the triple team, kicked it out. Gerlich takes it at Morrison. And then a foul going to be called on Hattie Fay on the offensive rebound attempt. So Just Q Morrison's presence back there.
Brenda, she went from point A to point B in, I think, a second. She shot the basketball and came down and tried to charge. You talk about quick. That is quick on the court.
Checking, we believe that's the second foul on Hattie Faye. The stat system is down here. The missed shot by Mallory Bates. Gray with the rebound. And we talk a lot about Vivian Gray's scoring, but she is a tremendous rebounder as well.
She is. Great look.
And Faye is fouled by Mallory Bates. Another possible and one.
Well, I tell you, we talk a lot about Texas Tech. Their three-point shooting, they're really good, but what do? They do it the old-fashioned way. Penetrate, hit down low, and one. Georgia's got to be careful. They could possibly get into a little foul trouble here.
Well, they're very deep at the post position, which is a good thing. Bates picks up her second foul, and Javin Nicholson replaces her.
Well, Texas Tech is playing quick. They're playing smart, but they're playing quick and being very deliberate in what they want to do, sticking to Coach Gerlich's game plan of getting the ball inside.
Hattie Faye has been a little bit up and down this year, but she had a season-high 22 points against Texas State when she made all 9 of her field goal attempts. She's going to get a rest on the bench, and Ella Tofeono, the 6'5" junior from Sydney, Australia, the transfer from A&M, back in the game.
Well, this is good for Texas Tech because Tofeono's she's been starting. So to bring her off the bench has been really positive for Texas Tech.
So a turnover for Georgia. And keep in mind, we talked about all the transfers for Texas Tech, right? Well, right now they've got 2 transfers from the SEC on the court. They've got Tofeono, who was a backup for Sierra Johnson at Texas A&M, and they've got Taylor Thomas at Arkansas. So they're not intimidated by playing a top 20 team in the SEC because they've got some former SEC players on the team.
Well, they've experienced Georgia's pressure, and you've got to experience it. It's one thing to watch it on film, Brenda, but to go against it, and those players have gone against it, so they know what to expect, and they've handled it really well.
Joni Taylor trying to find the answer to this puzzle right now, figuring out how to score. Bryn Gerlich called for the offensive foul on the other end, so Tatum Weitenheimer into the game.
So you see Georgia moving the ball. They got to move the ball. Quick passes, player movement.
Vivian Gray couldn't get a hand on it. Barker, that's a much-needed shot.
Money for her. Come on, Barker.
First three-pointer of the game for Georgia. And that's what they expect from Sarah Ashley Barker.
Well, then she needs to keep shooting. Look, shooters need to keep shooting, and it's going to fall, and it did for her.
Pass from Gray, and then a travel going to be called on Tofeono. Trying to find an opening down there.
Well, you see Barker, we've talked about her struggling. She didn't hesitate one bit. Shooters score, and she did just that. They've got to rely a lot on her. Now that she's made that shot, Barker, you keep shooting.
She's shooting 25% from three-point range on the year, but 3 of her last 6 coming into today's game. Morrison blocked inside by Tofeono emphatically.
Yeah, great drive, Morrison, great drive. Wiggling her way through the lane. You got to pull up. You're not going to take it to the basket against Tofeono.
Tofeono catches, passes to Gray, and they're going to call an offensive foul, a push-off on Vivian Gray, and the Texas Tech fans not happy about that.
Well, here's what I love about Q Moore. She gets it stuffed. What does she do? She comes down, and look at her defense. She doesn't let her offense affect her defense, and she is a defensive-minded kid. And that is just tough right there.
It was the first foul on Vivian Gray.
Oh, that backdoor cut was open.
Sure was. And now a foul away from the basketball.
Georgia's doing a lot better job right now of player movement. You can't hesitate. That player's open, especially inside. Throw it up to the rim and let the player go get it.
First foul on Tofeono.
There's Barker in the corner.
Oh, doesn't get this one. Stady with the rebound, elevates, scores.
Nice. That's what I love about Stady. She can face up. She's not just a back to the basket player. She gets a rebound, faces the basket, finishes the shot.
Georgia's chipped into the lead as Texas Tech led by 7 at the beginning of the second quarter.
Great trap. Georgia's trapping on the ball screens, trying to get the ball out of Gray's hands.
McKinney, the transfer from SMU, nails the jumper.
Hadn't talked a lot about McKinney, but you know what? She is a go-to player for her. She has a quick release. She finds a way to score, Brenda. She's small, but she finds a way to score.
She's from the same high school as Vivian Gray, as they won a state championship together. Nicholson can't get it. Stady, no. Nicholson still trying, and it will stay. But let's look at the ball movement on the other end.
Well, we talked about it. How do you beat Georgia? You move the ball, little trap going, kick it, ball reversal right there, leads to an open jumper. Great ball movement, great player movement.
Georgia sets up. Michaela Coombs out top at the point guard with about 13 on the shot clock.
The one thing about this zone, it is chewing up time on the clock.
McKinney gets a hand on it and steals it on a dangerous pass by Georgia. McKinney going to start things, looking for someone to set a ball screen.
And you see the ball. Texas Tech is comfortable with just running their half-court offense.
Tofeono faces up against Stady, steps through and draws the foul on Stady.
Now, that Stady can't do that because I'm not sure that Tofeono was pivot. She was falling away from the back. I'm not sure that's her shot. Stady just bailed her out. Stady's got to stick to her game. Make them make plays over her.
And that's her second foul, so it's going to send Jenna Stady to the bench. So a couple of post players already with 2 fouls for Georgia. Jillian Hollingshed, the freshman, into the game. And Tofeono at the free throw line misses the first.
That's where Stady's experience has got to kick in. They need her on the floor. They don't need her on the bench sitting for the last 5 minutes of this second quarter.
Tofeono misses both. She's really struggled from the free throw line in these first 7 games, just 42% from the stripe. Coombs uses the ball screen. Nice block out by Tofeono.
Georgia's getting one shot. Texas Tech's doing a great job of securing the rebound and taking control of the basketball. Look at the denial on Coombs. It's just so difficult to get into an offense, and you're scrambling. Oh, wow.
And Vivian Gray coming back after an injury, slow to get up. We're going to take a break. Texas Tech leading by 7.
Be strong, baby.
Texas Tech leading 26-19, and Holly, they're pounding it in the paint.
Well, Coach Kristen Gerlich loves old school basketball, and that is pounding the ball in the paint, and that's what they're doing. And that brings high percentage shots. They're doing a fabulous job of high-low, attacking it with the dribble, pass, go under. They're putting on a clinic on how to get the ball in the paint.
So what are you expecting here the last 4:39 of the second quarter?
Well, Georgia's starting to pick up their defense a little more. They're picking up their ball. They've got to have better ball pressure and more consistent, and that's what you're seeing. Great denial. There we go. That's the defense we talked about earlier, and that's just, look, defense is just heart and soul. It's just guts, and that's what Georgia has, and that's going to get them back in this game. They're solid defense.
Georgia is holding their opponents to 48.8 points per game. And usually the second quarter, they've been especially good. Under 10 points per second quarter this year. So you've seen them tighten up. Texas Tech has scored just 5 points in the second.
Wow. The last possession for Georgia, that was Chloe Chapman's first three-point attempt. I don't know if that's her game or what they want. She needs to get the ball. She's a great mid-range jumper, but they're giving her, Texas Tech is giving her that. So she's got to stick to her game plan get mid-range jumpers, get people the basketball.
There's Chapman up top, looking for Hollingshed inside. Over to Morrison.
Nice.
Coombs has it blocked, and it's a tied ball. Possession arrow, Texas Tech.
God, what great defense. Like, just solid. Gets beat on the perimeter. What do? You have help, and you stay with the play. You get a block, you get beat, staying with the play, making the turnover.
Now, Texas Tech, 6 turnovers in this quarter alone. Now, most of them are dead ball turnovers. The 5-second count, the throwing it out of bounds. So Krista Gerlich would rather see that than a live ball turnover, but still too many turnovers.
Well, it is too many turnovers, but you're exactly right. You don't want your turnovers to give Georgia the opportunity to go out and shoot layups, and they've done a great job. It's dead balls. It is jump balls. It is throwing the ball out of bounds. Those kind of turnovers won't hurt you as much as steals that end up in 2 points. Easy buckets for Georgia.
Michaela Coombs called on the foul, trying to keep the ball out of Vivian Gray's hands. Go inside. The kick out on the double team. Gerlich.
Great ball movement.
A little hesitation. Wow. Gets the jumper.
Great ball movement. Great shot fake. Getting them up. Everybody, I think, on that touched the basketball, making Georgia really have to hunker down and play.
Fundamentally sound basketball for Texas Tech. That's what Krista Gerlich likes about this team. Hollingshed going to be a star for Georgia.
Yes, but everything is a tough shot for Georgia right now, but Hollingshed, go to work. Go to work inside on the paint.
Gray being hounded by Coombs. Thomas tracks it down.
There you go. Hollingshed is just physical inside, making it difficult for Tofuono to get an open look.
Thomas rims in and out for 3. She's just 1 of 3 from three-point range on the year.
Good defensive series for Georgia. Got a good stop and pushed it up the floor. At least they're making an attempt to get an easy bucket now. Move the ball. Don't let the ball get stuck in your hands.
Morrison using the screen, picks up her dribble. Hollingshed, cross court. 5 on the shot clock.
Just like to see Georgia penetrating in the paint a little bit more, penetrating into the gaps.
And did she get it in time? It was close to a shot clock violation. They're going to count it, but the officials are signaling to the scoring table they're going to check that one, but they're going to keep going. Boy, well, it was close.
It was close, but staying with the play, and Texas Tech is making Georgia get deep into the shot clock, but Georgia stayed with it, got the shot off, hopefully for the Lady Dogs.
Backdoor, Coombs got a hand on it. Another turnover for Texas Tech.
Well, we talked about the movement. Look, it goes inside. You want to play inside out, moving the defense. Watch everybody, shot fake, going under, getting an easy shot for Gerlich, and that's how you beat Georgia. You got to move the basketball.
Georgia has pulled within 5. Morrison for 3, no.
The 3 ball's just not going for Georgia right now,
and it's not a strength of theirs. They shoot 24% from three-point range.
Right, I'd love to see them penetrate, get in the gaps, not going all the way to the basket because Texas Tech is blocking shots, but pull up, get your mid-range jumper. That's a good look for Georgia. Here we go.
Nicholson with the strip. Coombs, nice up and under, and we've got a 3-point ball game.
That's Georgia basketball. Still converts to a explosive layup on the other end.
And another turnover for Texas
Watch
Tech.
the backside. There we go.
Coombs over to Morrison. Too much. And the whistle is blown.
You just cannot count out Georgia. They're not shooting the ball well, but their defense comes to play every day, and that's what they're doing. Now they're ramping up the defense, creating turnovers, creating steals, which leads to easy buckets.
This is a huge game for Texas Tech. They were preseason picked to finish 8th in the Big 12, where Georgia preseason picked 4th in the SEC, and Texas Tech showing that this group of transfers and newcomers, along with Vivian Gray and Bryn Gerlich, can play with the best of them.
Well, you just don't know how teams gel until you get them on your campus, see how they get along, what their goals are. And this group has bought into a team, and we talked to Coach Gerlich a lot about it. So that's what you're seeing the result of.
So Georgia pulls within 1 as the seconds wind down in the half. 1 second left, and they're not going to get a shot off. And Georgia has closed to within 1. Texas Tech had a 7-point lead coming into the quarter, but a great quarter for the Bulldogs in the United Supermarkets Arena.
Well, they got to get up on the screen, Brandon. They got to get up. We may have to get up and match their intensity here.
So just as a reminder, it was a 1-point game at halftime when we went to the locker room, but the officials went back to check on that shot to see if it was made or shot before the shot clock expired. It was not, so they took that basket off. It's a 3-point game as we start the third quarter. Empty possessions for both teams. Barker with the ball. Boy, the defense closed quickly. It looked like there was an open layup, and there were the defenders there.
We talked a lot about Georgia's defense, and Texas Tech's pretty scrappy as well. So both teams going inside early. We had a block shot on one end, and then they took Stady to the basket, which is really, really smart. Got 2 fouls, trying to get her that 3rd foul early.
Hugh Morrison bullies her way in.
Wow.
No, nice rebound by Jordan Isaacs. That's why she's in the game. That's why she starts the game and starts the third quarter. Stady muscles it up inside.
Well, Coach Taylor said that Isaacs has a calming effect with that team, and you know, she kept that shot alive, and Q took a great look, missed it, but man, she came in and gave Georgia the opportunity to get 2 points.
Vivian Gray, that's money for her.
She makes that look so easy. That kid is a competitor. She's tough, she's gritty.
Coombs can't get it to go. Boy, Jordan Isaacs almost got a hand on it.
You know, rebounding is just about, it's just desire and heart. You got to have it in you, and Isaacs does have that in her. She loves to rebound.
Balanced scoring for both teams. Taylor Thomas drives in and draws another foul.
Wow. I tell you, Thomas, that's a tough guard, and she faces up. And once you beat the defender, you've got to rely on help, and Stady had to help and just got in the way and gets the foul called on her.
I think they called it on Jordan Isaacs.
Oh, wow.
It looked like Stady got a lot of body there.
Yeah, Stady got away with a lot of body there.
But it's a second foul on Isaacs.
Good for Georgia.
Thomas misses. Coombs cleans it up. Georgia, the 20th ranked team in the nation. They're 6-0, coming off a couple of big wins in the Daytona Invitational. They beat Notre Dame in overtime and had a big win against Marquette as Lexi Hightower, number 4 for Texas Tech, gets called for the foul on the shot.
Well, I talked a lot about ball movement, player movement against this zone, and Georgia did a great job and cutting in the gaps. And Isaacs went in, cut in an open gap. They got her the ball, and now she goes to the free throw line.
Joni Taylor talks about how Jordan Isaacs just provides that calm. She doesn't have great stats, really has the lowest stats of all of their post players, but she is a calming force, and that's her first missed free throw of the year, and Stady's there to clean it up.
Well, Isaacs she knows the game plan. You want somebody out there that's calm and knows the game plan, knows what's going on.
Bryn Gerlich in front of her mom, Krista Gerlich, looking, goes around, and Stady with the block. Stady from the top of the key, just short.
Stady says, I can shoot the 3. I don't have to be inside. I can shoot the 3. I don't know if that was what they needed right then,
well,
but
she's only made 1 all year, and Georgia's only made 1 today.
Well, she's got to get in the action there.
Vivian Gray steps out to 3.
Long rebounds. off of long shots creates an open look for Georgia right here.
Barker raises up over Hightower, and it's a tie ball game.
Yeah, when you shoot the three, that ball's coming off long, and when Georgia gets it, they're off to the races.
So how does Texas Tech respond? They've been playing from the lead most of the game. You know Georgia's going to bring the pressure, and they do, and force another turnover.
Texas Tech's not handling that pressure right now. There's the mid-range jumper.
And Georgia takes the lead, and Texas Tech calls a timeout. Fast start for Georgia in the third quarter. 6:50 to go in the third quarter, and Georgia has their first lead of the game. Came out on a 9-4 run to start the third quarter.
Well, you see Stady rebound. She gets a good putback, and then she comes down on the other end. Get it out of here. I'm a shot blocker. Comes down, and then Q. I've been talking about the mid-range jumper. Nails the mid-range jumper. Georgia goes ahead by 2.
Well, this Georgia team last year, 21-7. And they made it all the way to the SEC tournament final. They finished number 10 in the AP poll. And those two players, Q Morrison and Jenna Stady, are super seniors. They took that extra COVID year, and they are definitely the leaders on this team.
Well, you want those two back on your team because they have experience, and they're showing it right now.
Hattie Faye with an offensive rebound, but misses. Got to have those shots if you're Texas Tech.
Yeah, you're not going to get any, that's point blank shots right there, and you're not going to get any closer.
Barker has hit the only three-pointer of the game for Georgia, misses that one, but a long rebound.
Well, I know she's open, but they need to get the ball inside.
Blocked by Hattie Faye. Here comes Vivian Gray, pulls up, jumper, good.
Pretty, that's tough. That is tough in transition. Vivian Gray with the jumper.
8 points now for Vivian Gray.
She is a great player. She's putting it all out there tonight.
Tied up again. And we talk about super seniors. Vivian Gray is that. She made the decision after last season not to go into the WNBA draft, to stay around an extra year. So she's also taking advantage of that extra COVID year.
She's on a lot of player watches lists. But today, Brenda, we didn't even know she was going to play, much less start. I don't think she's been out of the game too much.
And she's only played one game all year. She had an off-season foot injury, and then when she played against Lamar, she twisted her ankle in overtime with less than 10 seconds on a rebound after they had the game won, and she's been out since then. And this is her first action since that Lamar game, just her second game of the year.
Well, she's putting on a show right now.
Tied up here in Lubbock. Stady, no.
Nice look.
How about a rebound by Taylor Thomas?
She had to look back and give her the eye. Thomas.
She said, Barker, you're not going to grab that rebound away from me.
No, it's mine.
Knocked out of bounds by Georgia. 19 seconds on the shot clock.
Watch Georgia. They make it difficult for you to get the ball inbounds. So they're just so scrappy. Look at the play inside on Vivian.
Gray posts up, gets the ball over to Hattie Faye.
Well, Vivian's drawing. Brenda, she's drawing 3 people. And so what is Vivian? She can score, but man, she can pass. She's delivering the ball to her players today.
So we wonder how Texas Tech would respond after Georgia took the lead. Well, they've taken the lead right back. But Georgia goes into Stady, back irons it. She's missed a couple on the last 2 possessions.
Those are great shots for Stady. They're just not falling, but they're good shots for her. They need to keep doing what they're doing. She's getting open looks. Ball's just not falling.
Gray waits for the screen from Thomas, dishes it off. Triple team.
It's just too much traffic to get inside, and Georgia really converses to the ball and makes it difficult. And that's hard for Thomas to handle with 3 people on her in the paint in traffic.
Morrison with that mid-range jumper. Stady right there, gets the rebound, keeps it up high, can't get it to go. The battle and a jump ball. This time it will be possession arrow, Georgia. We've got a battle here in Lubbock. Texas Tech with the 2-point lead.
We hope his treatment is working. We just hope.
One mission.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
It's V Week at ESPN, and our partnership with the V Foundation highlights the urgent need for cancer research and the elimination of racial disparities in cancer outcomes. You can learn more and help support by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. v.org/donate. It's an important week here on ESPN. It's an important game here between Georgia and Texas Tech. Texas Tech leading by 2 here in the third quarter. Morrison ties it up.
That's what you do, Q. Gets inside, uses the screen, gets a mid-range jumper. That was nice.
So at the half, Texas Tech led by 3. Georgia came back and took the lead 34-32. Texas Tech regained the lead, and now Georgia has tied it again.
This is what we talked about before the game. Their defense is just smothering. And what do? Setting ball screens. They're just trapping. They're so big. They're so tall. They're not allowing Texas Tech to see anywhere where they're trying to pass.
Looking inside, just running into the defense, there was Embry. McKinney gets one to bounce in.
McKinney was like, did that go in? Yes, it went in.
I think she was looking for a foul, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Double team. The reverse. Coombs.
Oh.
And they're going to call a blocking foul on Hightower. What do you think?
Well, I think she was in the circle. She's there. Let's see if she's in the circle, outside the circle. Yeah, she's in the circle. It's got to be a plus she didn't take it. You got to take the charge straight on, and she hit to the side a little bit.
And it was Tofeano, on the foul. I believe her second foul.
Watch for the, here we go.
What are you watching for?
Well, I thought they were going to go back to the inbounder, but they wanted to set up their offense, which was really smart. And
Morrison
Q, wide open 3, didn't take it, which was very smart. And then they tried to get the jumper, and it didn't fall.
Weitenheimer with the basketball. Rims in and out, and Q Morrison skies for the rebound. She's got numbers, 3-on-1, 2-on-1.
Yeah, this is the pace Georgia wants. What a beautiful fast break. Gets the ball out, gets out quick, running their lanes wide with an easy bucket.
And a foul on Coombs, but let's take a look at that, the pace that Georgia likes to play at.
That's a quick shot, and what do? Look how quick they get the ball. Look at Barker getting out. Q Morse throws it ahead. Barker easy lay. That's pretty. That's fun to watch. That's textbook fast break offense.
Tofeano tracks it down. Weitenheimer trying to set things up in front of the Texas Tech bench. Krista Gerlich directing traffic from the sidelines.
Watch the trap.
And the long arm of Morrison up ahead to Coombs.
Yeah, great pass. Coombs got shot out of a cannon. This is what Georgia wants to do, and this is what Texas Tech did not want to allow. High tempo, up speed.
Nice pass inside to Embry. And Embry gets fouled, but again, let's look back. The defense turning the offense.
Yeah, Georgia's running on all cylinders. Q has a little one-handed pass. Beautiful pass, easy layup. It's just great. Passes ahead, unselfish play. But man, Coombs just sprinted out, got ahead of the ball. If you want to shoot layups, if you want to score, just run the floor for Georgia.
The Texas Tech comes back. Vivian Gray delivers the ball inside to Shante Embry, the freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma. She makes the first free throw and can tie it up here in the third quarter with the second.
Well, Georgia's got Texas Tech playing a little bit more faster than what they want, and got the ball inside and got a little shot fake, allowing them to get a foul called.
What a game, partner, huh?
Love it. I love it. All these kids love it too.
Barker tries to get her second.
Barker, you're a scorer, girl. Come on.
Second three-pointer gives Georgia their biggest lead of the game. They've been playing from behind most of the game, and that's their biggest lead.
All right.
How about Embry just inside the three-point arc?
I'm not sure that's her go-to shot, but you know what? It went down.
It's her first three-pointer of the year. But then a foul called on Texas Tech. Now, Barker's such a great story, such an athletic family. Her father was quarterback for Alabama when they won a national championship back in '92. Both of her brothers also are quarterbacks. Braxton is a backup quarterback at Alabama. Her twin, Harrison, is a quarterback at UAB.
Why isn't she a quarterback?
I have a feeling she could be. And remember, Alabama playing Georgia this weekend.
And Georgia has too many quarterbacks right now anyway.
What a block by Nicholson, the scramble.
Look at on the floor.
And here comes Barker.
All right. Wow.
How about Riley McKinney getting back for that block shot?
Wow. Well, two great defensive play down here for them, and then came back. Great block. That wasn't a foul. Good block.
There is some intensity in this ball game.
Now that's a foul.
Now this isn't an official Big 12 SEC Challenge game. It's not one of the 10 that they've identified, but this is, for our purposes, this is a Big 12 SEC Challenge.
God, this is for our purpose. What a great game. I love it. Both teams just solid. And now you hear, again, everybody's going into a frenzy because it's up on the scoreboard.
Barker is fouled by Vivian Gray, so Vivian Gray goes to the bench with 3 fouls, and Barker misses the first one. She's an 80% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
But she misses both. I think we'll give credit to the elementary school kids on that one.
That's right.
And Lexi Hightower into the game.
Yeah, not a bad time to give Vivian Gray a little break. She's looked a little tired the last couple of possessions, so good chance to get her a little breather right before the quarter's over.
And Javin Nicholson picked up her second foul on the rebound there. As we get subs coming in, Mallory Bates back onto the court for Georgia, number 22. So Nicholson and Bates are the 2 interior players.
Yeah. Texas Tech gets the ball. Look for them to go inside because I think they've got a little bit of a different group in for Georgia, and look for them to get the ball inside.
Oh, and Q Morrison is able to get Hightower to turn the ball over. Again, the pressure. Last year's co-defensive player of the year in the SEC.
That's why you're one of the best defenders in the country. You do not cross in front of Q Morrison. She will pick your pocket every time.
20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Georgia can take one last possession here with the lead. Seven seconds. Morrison steps into a 3. Hits her first three-pointer of the game. Q Morrison makes her first three-pointer of the game and gives Georgia their biggest lead as the clock winds down in the third. Georgia's up by 4. Here's our ABC College Football Conference Championship Weekend triple header. Saturday at noon Eastern, we'll have the Big 12 championship game between number 9 Baylor and number 5 Oklahoma State. Then number 21 Houston and number 4 Cincinnati square off for the AAC title in a huge game for Cincinnati. And finally, 15th ranked Pittsburgh takes on 16th ranked Wake Forest in the ACC championship game. A full day of football on ABC and the ESPN app. One app, one tap. It's that time of year when football and volleyball and basketball are intersecting.
Yeah, if you're a sports fanatic, it's a great time.
Georgia taking the lead, the 4-point lead into the fourth quarter.
Yep, ISOing. Yep. Got to go to their bread and butter, and it's going inside and to just overload it, clear it out, and just ISO the low post.
So the foul was called on Javin Nicholson. That's her third. It will send Hattie Faye to the free throw line. her second year out of the Senegal. Now she, along with Vivian Gray and Bryn Gerlich, are the only returners on this squad. And last year when she started, she missed the first 6 games because she was back in the FIBA U18 competition playing for Senegal.
Yeah.
She misses both free throws, can't help Texas Tech tip into that lead.
Well, listen, you see Texas Tech going into a little 1-3-1 and throwing something a little different at Georgia.
Oh,
Great look on the backside.
Go over the top to Morrison, who can't
3 seconds,
put it in, and then 3 seconds.
So just trying to mix it up after a timeout comes out in a 1-3-1, and Coach Gerlich talked about that. She loves the 1-3-1, thought she may run it, did, and it caused a turnover for Georgia.
Now, what parts of the pressure that Georgia's putting on is bothering Texas Tech the most?
Well, entry passes, just right there. Entry passes, on the ball pressure. Georgia just wears you down. And so Texas Tech may be able to make a pass, 1 or 2 passes, but it wears you down physically. And you see they're having a hard time. They have a hard time getting the ball in bounds. And so now Texas Tech is starting their offense with 17 seconds on the shot clock.
With Taylor Thomas out top.
Yeah, she got away with a walk right there, too.
That was the 3rd foul on Barker. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McKinney picks up her dribble. Hattie Faye looking.
There we go.
Throws it away.
You want them to play inside out, but she's got to slow down and make sure she sees who she's throwing to. And that's a result right there of just the pressure that Georgia has brought all game.
It's that cumulative effect.
Cumulative effect. Okay, so now Texas Tech is back in their 2-3 zone, and just watch Coach Gerlich just mixing it up. It seems to me she just wants to try to keep Georgia off guard.
Georgia outscored Texas Tech 21-14 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Gerlich, if she could opt to stay out here at half, I think she would do that because the 3rd quarter has not been good for them.
Q Morrison with the jumper. Bates blocked by Hattie Faye.
Yeah, good rebound, good block. Kept it high, just got a piece of it.
Bryn Gerlich calling out the play up top.
Yeah, just ISOing Gray inside on Q Morrison. That's tough.
4 defenders around Vivian Gray, and she still scores.
Yeah, it just tough. And then you'll see down here, you'll see the defense right here. Good block, just go straight up. And when you go straight up, you're not going to get a foul. And then they ISO Vivian. She gets deep Berry on Q. 4 people around her, gets the shot off.
Can't finish the 3-point play, but
Look at
Hattie
that.
Faye there misses an easy layup. And Vivian Gray has the ball bounce right to her. An opportunity here for Texas Tech. The miss inside by McKinney. And missed opportunities.
Oh my goodness. Texas Tech is getting great looks.
Barker. No.
Golly. And again, that could be Georgia's pressure just wearing down. It looks like to me they want to post up Gray right now, or they're going to send her off a staggered screen to try to get her open.
Wow.
Yeah. They want the ball to go to Gray, send her off 2 screens, and she's going against one of the best defenders in the country and gets an and 1. That's tough.
That's why this young lady has been all Big 12 first team the last 3 years, honorable mention All-American the last 3 years, is in her super senior year, but a lane violation will disallow that basket, and we're still tied at 46 with 7:33 to go in the 4th.
Well, that's why they were excited to get her back today.
Georgia's undefeated, 6-0 on the year, ranked 20th. Texas Tech is 6-1. Their only loss to ODU. The block by Tofeano.
I love that. Yeah, I love the play Georgia ran. They're trying to get the ball inside, overloading, and they're screening on the ball. But, man, what great presence inside, blocking shots, going straight up, not getting a foul called.
Morrison to trigger it in. Over the top to Stady. Stady straight on.
Just came in. That's tough. Just came off the bench, came in. They went right to her. That's their go-to player right now inside. They got to go to her.
She's got 8 points. Q Morrison leading Georgia with 9.
And they're going to ISO Stady right there.
Riley McKinney, no. Well executed play, just couldn't get it to go.
Nice.
Hogshead, the freshman.
You can't get, if you're Texas Tech, you can't get buried in the paint. You can't play behind. And look at her playing behind and goes to work. Hollingshed goes to work for an easy two points and goes to the free throw line.
Jillian Hollingshed, remember the name because you're going to hear a lot of her in the upcoming years. When you listen to Joni Taylor talk about that she is Lakeisha Frett-like, she is Candace Parker-like. Not there yet, but has some of those qualities.
She does, and you look at her, she's making an immediate impact on this basketball program, and I love her energy, I love her athletic ability. She does the work before she gets the basketball, and so that's why she makes it easy when she gets the ball on the block.
Biggest lead for Georgia now with 5. And that pressure defense. Look how far away from the basket Georgia picking up Texas Tech. 5 on the shot clock. Thomas has it blocked by Stady. McKinney gets it up. No! Hit the rim, so they've got a new shot clock. Gray for 3. No. Maybe. No.
Maybe. This place would have erupted if Gray made that 3.
Stady has come in. She hit that face up. She's blocked shots. Now Hattie Faye with the block. Boy, nothing is coming easy inside today.
And they're letting them play, which I love. And then Stady comes in. She has just made an impact for the Georgia basketball team, and comes in, block. That's what she does. She's a fly swatter. Get it out of here, shot blocker.
Joni Taylor stepped out on the court and had some things to say to our officials. Brian Garland, Brian Interline, and Meta Christensen, our officiating crew today.
They're doing a great job. They're letting them play. I told you Brian Interline, he gave me my first technical, so seeing him made me kind of sweat a little bit.
Kind of tensed up a little bit.
Start sweating.
You never forget that, right?
I know.
That's Holly Warlick. I'm Brenda Van Lingen. So glad to be with you here in Lubbock, Texas today. Q Morrison.
Something good's going to happen. Something good's going to happen.
Oh, no.
Yes.
But a foul on Thomas against Barker.
Yes. Georgia is just pushing the pace. Q gets the rebound. It's so good. A guard gets the rebound, looks, nobody stops her, goes all the way to the basket, and then follow that layup. And that's what Barker did. She's at the free throw line.
Barker now missing 3 free throws.
Uncharacteristic for her. She's going to make this one, just settling in a little bit.
And she gets that one to roll in. 6-point lead for Georgia.
I would think that Texas Tech needs a bucket. Look to see about going to, they've got to go to Gray, and you see them trying to post her up a little bit.
Gerlich driving all the way in. It's deflected by Chapman. 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, Gerlich, look at the basket when you drive, Gerlich. So the defense will help in a little bit to allow that kick out, and Georgia was ready for the kick out right there. Nice back door. Yes.
The pass over the top to Hattie Faye gives Texas Tech the bucket, and Hattie Faye will be at the free throw line when we come back. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. What a game we have had here in Lubbock. It is elementary school day, and we've got about 7,000 kids that have been loud. They have been treated to a great game. Georgia played behind the entire first quarter, took their first lead in the third quarter. It was back and forth. Now they're leading by 4 with 5 minutes to go. Hattie Faye with an opportunity to complete a three-point play to close the gap.
Well, this crowd's been entertained. Brenda, we've been entertained as well. Great game.
Stady and Faye go to the floor inside, and the ball gets away from Q Morrison.
I'm not sure what just happened right there. I think it looks like that Texas Tech was trying to draw a charge on Stady, and then Q just dribbled out of bounds. Missed possession for Georgia right there.
Morrison going to pick up Vivian Gray full court. She has not let her get very far away from her the entire game.
No, every shot has been tough for Gray.
And finally, Hattie Faye scoring an easy basket inside.
Boy, moving her, setting a screen, and then slipping the screen, pulling Stady away from the basket and getting an easy 2 points.
It's a 2-point ball game. High-low. Yeah, that knocked away, but no, somehow Hollingshed comes up with it.
Well, that's just staying with it. They just staying with it. I love the high-low look. That's a buddy pass. Stady's got to throw it up and let Hollingshed go get it. Hollingshed can jump, throw it up at the rim and let her go get it. But Hollingshed didn't give up on the play, stayed with it, got a foul now at the free throw line.
High school McDonald's All-American last year. She, along with Reagan Richardson, the two joining the team as McDonald's All-American, expecting to be leaned on a lot this year with even with all the veterans.
She hadn't played in front of this many people and this loud of a crowd. She's done a great job handling it.
Makes the first, misses the second. And they're going to say it's off Stady. Well, I thought it was off Vivian Gray.
Yeah, I did too.
4:17 remaining in the game. A lot of pressure in the backcourt. Good recognition by Thomas, not getting stuck in the backcourt for 10 seconds.
Yeah, Georgia's defense is just not allowing Texas Tech's guards to get the ball back, and it's just a lot of movement. They got to move. There we go.
Q Morrison all the way to the basket for the hoop.
I tell you, the game, a lot of people don't like defense, but Georgia's defense leads to such explosive offensive play.
She's got 11 points now. Georgia leading by 5. Backdoor cut by Hattie Faye. Hollingshed was there to defend.
Yeah, great. The same play they ran on the other side, looking for Hattie Faye, and just didn't finish it.
Stady straight on look, gets it to go.
Texas Tech may need a timeout right here just to regroup and just get some wind.
And they call the timeout. 10 points for Jenna Stady. She gives the Lady Dogs a 7-point lead. Q Morrison, such an exciting player. Georgia with a 7-point lead. She's done so much.
Well, you heard the disco term. It's electric. She's electric. She takes the ball from one end of the floor to the other. I love watching this kid. She makes things happen.
That might be a little old school, but I like it. I'm here for it.
Well, I'm a discoer. I used to do the double bump when I was young.
Texas Tech having a hard time getting it out of the double team. Bryn Gerlich goes up for 3. Hattie Faye with a rebound. Under 3 minutes to go. What can Texas Tech do to get back in this game?
They're making Vivian's take tough shots, Gray. Just make her take tough shots.
Chapman, maybe a quick shot there for Georgia.
Yeah, get the ball inside, Georgia. Just do what you've been doing. Steals and getting the ball inside.
Kick out to Hightower.
Hightower's got a spot up. She's their best three-point shooter.
She drives in this
Nice.
time and gets the jumper to go. Hightower, the transfer from West Texas A&M.
Yeah, Georgia needs to be smart here. If Texas Tech's going to sit back into the three, they need to get a good look.
Morrison dials it up, got it.
Three. Morrison said, I'm not just a penetrator. I can shoot the three.
She said, I'm not listening to you. I'm just going to shoot it
No,
up.
don't wait on it, Q. Fire it up.
2 3-pointers now for Morrison. And the wear and tear of the Georgia defense seems to be wearing on the Lady Raiders. We've seen her play defense. We've seen the dribble drive, but she's hit a couple of big three-pointers.
Well, that's what a fifth-year senior does. They compete, and Q Morris has taken this team on her back and says, there's no way I'm going to score layups, I'm going to get steals, I'm going to make a three-pointer.
Hugh Morrison has 14, Jenna Stady has 10 to lead the way for Georgia. Morrison between defenders, Thomas there, Stady with the extra effort, and it will stay on this end.
Good possession by Georgia, keeping the ball alive, and then Texas Tech knocking it out of bounds. Texas Tech's got to come out, bring some energy here. I'm surprised they're still in the zone, but hey, they got a block right there.
Thomas pushing ahead.
Got to score quick.
Vivian Gray trying to post up Morrison, but there's a lot of traffic around her.
Needs to drive on her. Yep. Good look.
Thomas read that the freshman was on her, made a rip and drive from the elbow, and it's a 6-point ball game with 1:03 remaining.
Yeah,
timeout called.
Yeah, Thomas just did a great job. Just attack. See if you can get an and one the old-fashioned way by driving. She did a great job of attacking the basket. That's what Texas Tech needed.
Georgia, we talked about Q Morrison, and Jenna Stady has been in and out, but what an impact she's made when she's been on the court.
Well, her presence, just blocking shots and getting her hands on the ball and making shots when they needed them, stepping away from the basket, having her back to the basket, and her rebounding ability, her long arms keeping the ball alive and giving them a chance to get easy buckets. And she does the work before she gets the basketball, so she's a force inside that has really helped Georgia get this lead.
Joni Taylor, this is their first true road game of the season, and as you mentioned, they certainly haven't been in an environment like this year. How much does this help as you get ready for SEC play?
Well, you're going to see it in SEC, you're going to see it at Tennessee, you're going to see it at South Carolina, you're going to see it at Kentucky, so you're going to see it throughout the SEC, and this is, for the young players for Georgia, it's a necessary thing. The older ones, they handle it. They've been in the situations, but the young ones are really going to benefit from it.
Georgia taking their time. Texas Tech throwing a little full court pressure.
Yeah, Georgia just needs to use the clock.
And Morrison drives in between 3 defenders and draws the foul.
That's just senior leadership, knowing the time in possession, knowing what she needs to do, using the clock, getting to the free throw line.
Q Morrison has been such a contributor her entire career, has dealt with some injuries along the way, but finally healthy these last couple of years. As we mentioned, the co-defensive player of the year in the SEC.
She's just played really well. Both teams are going to benefit from this game, win or lose, and it's been a hard-fought game. Really tough game early in the season and been really fun to watch.
Yeah, Texas Tech started with a 21-14 lead in the first quarter, but it's been the defense of Georgia and the pace of Georgia. The block by Jenna Stady.
Stady's not having it. Great drive, but Stady's so good. She waits, she comes back. She's got long arms, and you know what? You can drive on me, but you're not scoring. I'm blocking it. And she did just that.
On the all-time Georgia shot block list, she is number 5. She's averaging just under 3 block shots a game. this year, and Joni Taylor making sure everybody is on the same page.
It gives her an opportunity right here to have a teaching moment. Stady stepped up when she needed to, and Q Morrison stepped up when he needed to. The two kids that we highlighted, and they've delivered for Georgia.
And Coombs gives Georgia a double-digit lead. Georgia played from behind the entire first half. They took their first lead of the game about midway through the third quarter. It went back and forth in the third, but they've stretched it out here in the fourth.
Well, Texas Tech got Georgia rattled really early. They were standing, not moving, getting one shot, not rebounding, and Texas Tech was pounding the ball inside, getting easy looks. Then the second half, what does Georgia do? They just ramp up their defense and then come in, and Q steps up, as a senior should do, a fifth-year senior, and makes plays. And you'll see here, she hits that mid-range jumper, and then her defense was just phenomenal. But hitting threes, she hit a three here, they kicked it back to her, and then here's the defensive end. She just accelerates. She makes the game look easy, Brenda. Makes it look easy. And then there's her three-pointer that right before the half, it was a dagger into Texas Tech.
And it's fun to watch her offensive highlights. She had 16 points, but she has worked hard defending Vivian Gray, holding Vivian Gray to just 12 points today.
Yeah, and Vivian Gray got those, if I can remember, she got those early. And it just, with Vivian Gray not playing a lot of basketball right now, she just wore her down. And that's what Q does. That's what Georgia does. They just wear you out.
But Texas Tech with a lot to build on today, as they've gone toe-to-toe with number 20 in the country with 9 new players on their team this year.
Yeah, this is a great building opportunity for Texas Tech. 9 new players, and Coach Gerlich's done a super job and going to build on this.
Krista Gerlich likes how gritty her team is. They've had to come from behind to win their last game against New Mexico. They battled against Old Dominion. What a great learning experience and teaching experience. I mean, this is the first game they get Vivian Gray back on the court since the Lamar game.
Yeah, and they needed her, and kids have stepped up, and Georgia just playing keep away right now, just trying to get the ball to in, and got a foul called right there. Just trying to extend it a little bit, Brenda.
Give us a chance just to talk a little bit more about the great effort from Texas Tech here on their home court. This is going to be their first loss of the season at home. But Georgia coming into this environment with 7,000 elementary school kids being extremely loud and being up to the task, even down 21-14 after the first quarter.
Well, just talked about Texas Tech's grit, and their grit was on display today, and they played a tough.
Georgia with the victory on the road, 66-56 here at United Supermarkets Arena in Lubbock, Texas.